the common belief among many Browns fans is that Andrew Berry will not trade up into the 2021 NFL Draft, but instead, if at all, look to trade down. I don't necessarily agree with that take. I think there's a lot of people who look at what Andrew Berry did last year, trading back, and, even when Grant Delpit was still on the board at their pick in the second round, still trading back a few slots and still getting him. I think people are assuming that Andrew Berry won't be aggressive in the draft. I disagree. So this today from Bleacher Report, multiple different teams looking to trade back in the 2021 NFL Draft, which, by the way, in Cleveland, Ohio. Not saying that's a big deal, but I'm just saying keep that in mind. Like I said, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying keep that in mind when you think about trading up. So this list of teams, and we'll start with the highest pick down to the later pick. So this from Bleacher Report, the Dolphins have received multiple calls from teams looking to trade up to the number 6 overall pick. So again, teams are calling the Dolphins about that pick. It doesn't necessarily mean they're looking to trade out of that pick, but you get what I'm saying. Next, the Carolina Panthers have been talking to teams about trading for the number 8 overall pick. Number 8. So the Panthers are looking to trade back. Been talking to teams about moving that pick. So number 8. The Dallas Cowboys. Stephen Jones says the Cowboys are drawing interest for teams for the number 10 overall pick. So number 10. And the New York Giants have considered trading back from the number 11 pick, and it would be Dave Gettleman's first trade down in the first round. So I just named off 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that have received offers or are actively looking to trade out. Now, when you look at this NFL draft and you see that teams are open or looking or listening to offers for these higher picks, it tells me that teams are actively panicking about these opt-outs and about the crazy season that was. I think Andrew Berry is the kind of guy who would pounce on this opportunity. The Browns have 9 picks in the draft this year. They have 2 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks. There are not going to be 9 rookies on this roster. I can tell you that right now. You can put your money on it. It's not happening. Now, what that means, I'm not going to say. He could look to trade with another team not in the draft, for a player straight up. Or it could be the draft itself. But I'll say this. When you look at these teams, and these are just 4. So if there are 4 teams that you can read right now saying, yeah, we're looking to trade out, or we're listening, we're open. Andrew Berry, to me, what if he packaged this up? What if he said, hey, Dave Gettleman or Dallas or whoever, what if we gave you 26? That would allow you to move back and you can feel better kind of about how the board falls to you. You don't necessarily have to worry about the pressure and taking somebody who you're not sure about. So we'll give you 26. We'll give you one of the third-round picks. And how about a 5th? Do you think that gets done? Because I do. I think if the Browns want to move up in this draft, I feel like it is a lot easier this year versus other years. Because if you remember last offseason rather, the scouting combine was still kind of normal. They were able to talk to guys up in person. They were able to see guys up close. It was a lot different than this year. This year, everything is kind of virtual. Guys having pro days at their colleges. It's not easy to scout this year compared to last year. It's very different. It's very difficult, and it's making these guys' jobs as GMs a lot harder. So, like I said, I think this backs up my theory that teams are teams are kind of panicking about this a little bit. To me, the Browns might be looking at a Micah Parsons or a Caleb Farley or a J.C. Horn or a Kwity Paye or Gregory Rousseau. One of these guys who could come in and they wouldn't have to force them into starting roles, but they could develop into superstars. I think Andrew Berry would pounce. I really do. And like I said, with it being in Cleveland, you know, I'm not saying that means anything, but you might want to send the crowd home happy, you know? I'm just saying. I'm not saying take anything from that, but I don't know. I just got a hunch. And I think when you look at this, if there's, like I said, if there's 4 teams reported about being open to moving out, there are probably many more. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying the Browns would trade with those teams that I listed, but I feel like on draft night, if the Browns are kind of sitting back and watching things fall, and you look at what I think could be 4 quarterbacks going immediately, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. And I think Atlanta at 4, if they don't take Kyle Pitts, I think they're going to take a quarterback. I really do. So right there is 4 offensive players off of the board. Now, let's just say you move up to 10 or 11. How many other offensive players are going to go? I mean, look at the receivers in this draft. You're going to have You're going to have Penei Sewell. You're going to have Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, like I said, Trey Lance. You're going to have a bunch of guys on offense go early. So if a team doesn't feel good about somebody, the Browns are right there and they have what it takes to move up. And if you say, well, that's not going to get it done to move up that high, I think it's going to be a lot easier this year versus other years to trade up. I really do. And okay, what if the Browns said, we'll give you a first, we'll give you a third and a fourth? You're telling me a team who needs a lot of picks and it's got a lot of spots to fill wouldn't take that? I think they would. And the Browns right now are in a position to where they don't have to have anybody. Andrew Berry kind of treated free agency like, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to, kind of hit where I need to hit. And I think if a guy like especially a J.C. Horn falls down to maybe like 13, 14, or maybe even later, I could be wrong, I think the Browns are going to trade up. I really do. So let me know your thoughts. After listening to this, do you believe the Browns really have an opportunity to trade up? Do you think this is legit, or will they stick at 26 and take the best player available? If they do, who do you want? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.